Cancer, it's Erin Scott here. So, although I'm posting this a little bit late, it's February, last month, January, I pulled the archetypal growths happening for each of the archetypes of the zodiac. And for the Cancer archetype, those of you that are embodied with a Cancer sun or a Cancer ascendant, both for sun and ascendant, you received the same growth arc, Cancer, as did Aries this year, okay? As I did last year, this year I'm also using the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck. This was written by Alana Fairchild. And I don't agree with all of her articulations, so I might adjust some of the wording here. If I do, I'll make you aware of it. Let's take a look and see what is part of your process this year, the theme, the growth edge, the quality set of this year ahead. So let me begin. First of all, let's look at the numerology for the card, shall we? You received for this year number 41, White Mantra Mother Protects. Okay, let's talk about the numerology first. 4 and 1. So numbers have functionality in natural systems, just naturally. And number 4 has function. 4 represents stability. It represents security. It represents an even balance, okay? 1 represents individuality, individuation, initiation, life force energy, right? Like the prime starter. Together, we have 4 and 1, which totals 5. 5 is the energy of the chaos process. 5 is the energy of movement and change. 5 is the energy of the creativity, the potentiality that exists in the chaos process. It also represents freedom. So it's very Uranian. Many of us this year, we're all going to be going through, the collective is going through great change. 2019, 2020, 2021. For the next many years, there's going to be radicalized shift and change. And so you're starting to feel this. Now, this is Kuan Yin speaking to you. The meaning of White Mantra Mother Protects is this. I bring you my mantra. I bring you my protection. I bring you serenity absolute. No interface can harm you. No apparent obstacle will deter you. No other can prevent your divine success. I empower your immediate return to peace of mind with unconditional trust in me. I bestow this blessing through my mantra, alive and inscribed in white light, within your heart center now. Om Mani Padme Hum. You are held in my protection, and all is well and unfolding according to grace. Be at peace. Now, the meaning of the card itself is this. And this is, again, your process for the 2019 cycle. Something or someone is threatening theft of your peace of mind. It could be a person you are in close connection with. Now, I'm going to stop it right there. You are the only one that can steal your own peace of mind. This is an exact prime example of the things that I'm going to clarify as I'm reading, okay? Wonderful deck, beautiful authorship, very intelligent and very deep. However, nobody other than you can take away your own peace. You are the master of where you put your mental focus and how you perceive your reality, okay? But your peace of mind is at hand in 2019. So Alana says it could be a person you are in close connection with. It could be a random remark made in passing by someone you barely know. Or it could be a fearful thought in your mind. Yes, that's what it is. It's fearful, wounding thought patterns based on your distinctly encoded narrative. It could be that a series of events have destabilized your sense of safety or security, triggering feelings of anxiety, fear, or doubt, even if those events were actually just the instability experienced when your progress on the path is quickening. This oracle comes to protect your inner serenity and sustain your belief in your inevitable progress through the protection of White Mantra Mother. This aspect of Kuan Yin appears when the trust in your heart or peace of mind is under threat. Again, you are the one creating the threat. This threat could be either from an internal pattern of worry, yes, that's what it is, or an external shift of circumstance, yes, but the external shift always reflects your inner orientation that is prompting its evolution. So for those of you that get it and want to go deeper, you can be in contact with me. This threat could be either from an internal pattern of worry or an external shift of circumstance, or interference from another person's energy that may have you doubting rather than believing and feeling insecure. Let me reread this. This threat could be either from an internal pattern of worry or an external shift in circumstance, or interference from another person's energy that may have you doubting rather than believing and feeling insecure rather than trusting. The protection that is conferred by the White Mantra Mother is absolute. She is known as white because of her purity, which cannot be tainted by any degree of ignorance, clumsiness, fear, hate, or evil. It is just not possible. She has been exposed to every type of darkness possible, and still her purity of heart, willingness to forgive, and even to bless has raised her to a level of empowered love that cannot be overcome by any force, by any trickery, by any deception, or by any doubt. No matter how intelligent or powerful any form of darkness may seem, hers is an indwelling light that is inextinguishable. An unconditional trust in the power of love on all levels that is unshakable. She cannot be overcome. So I just want to pause and point out what this is talking about is you this year in 2019 are to become, number one, owning of your power, inherent power. Number two, owning, recognizing and owning of your own internal darkness, and owning your mastery of how your mind navigates, accepts it, reloves it, reincorporates it, reholds it, and operates within your wholeness. She comes to you to offer her protection. It could be from the pain that even your most beloved friend or family member is bringing into your life. It's what you're triggered by this year. You're going to have to really contend with what triggers you this year. Or it could be from the mental suffering and anxiety that pursuing your precious dreams and aspirations is evoking within you as you challenge yourself to confront fears and grow beyond them. It could be from unseen future events that may feel some vague foreboding about, or a very real war taking place within or around you now. If you have also drawn or feel intuitively the need to read or complete the healing process for Her Hand Gentles the War, which is another card, then the message is amplified for you, rendered even more powerful by this oracle. So for those that does resonate for, Her Hand Gentles the War, I encourage you to Google that. This is the Alana Fairchild Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck. Google that card and see what you can find online for that. If you are a teacher or a healer, leader or a guide on a spiritual path, whether obviously through your work or more informally, but just as powerfully through your simple intention to want to help the people you encounter, the Oracle of White Mantra Mother Protects comes with a message. You are growing spiritually to the point of being able to offer protection to others. I'm going to stop it there too. For the last few months and for the next 15 months or so, the North Node is moving through Cancer for the collective, including for you. And really this is an embodiment of the mother archetype that we're all moving into. Not only becoming caretakers but learning to love ourselves, become our own mothers, embodying and really taking on the archetype of the mother, the crone, the wise one, the one connected to her emotional guidance system, the one connected to her intuitive gut knowing, okay? So this is also coming up for you very specifically because of this mother energy coming through your cycle for 2019. So you are growing spiritually to the point of being able to offer protection to others. This happens not through fighting, but through loving, which is the North Node through Cancer. It happens through being able to hold a center of energy within, stable enough not to be dislodged or compromised by the fears or doubts of others. Your faith remains true even in the face of another's doubts. You are becoming a stabilizing presence of love, light, and divine power upon earth. You are helping others more than you perhaps realize, and certainly many of whom you have never met, who are on their own paths trying to stabilize their hearts and minds into a place of loving serenity and wisdom. The growing stillness of your own mind and heart is swiftly becoming a calming influence on the inner planes of those spiritual seekers. As within, so without. Take care of your balance and stability within. Keep in mind, the number for White Mantra Mother is 4-1, stability of individuality. It's important that you really absorb that. 4-1, stability of your individual nature, of you as a self, okay? In the face of 5, change, chaos, okay? Creative, the things that are pushing you forward in your creative expression in order to meet the chaos process. This in itself attracts goodwill and additional assistance from the Divine Mother, as she recognizes that in blessing and assisting you, many others are also blessed and assisted. It is a highly effective blessing. So receive her protection willingly. It is wise to do so. It will only strengthen you further, and your strength will in turn lend strength to others. As within, so without. Strength within, you're able to then provide it purely to those who need it. If you seem to be negatively affected by the energy of others, then you are going through a process of spiritual initiation. It will seem difficult at times, but you do not need to fear it, for you are held within divine protection that cannot be overcome. And I will say, in addition to that, if you're being impacted by the energy of others, you're going to have to understand that if you see them as a reflection of your internalized reality, if you're triggered by other people's behavior or comments, you have to turn it around. You have to see it as the reflection. If you're triggered by it, it lives within you, period. If you seem to be negatively affected by the energy of others, then you are going through a process of spiritual initiation. As I said, yes. I already read that, but I read it again because the spiritual initiation is for you to up-level your mind and your orientation around what triggers you. You are told that you shall always come back to your own energy and your own center of love, eventually. Any disruption is temporary in nature and will never harm you or taint the purity of your essence. You are going through a process of being open to and affected by lower vibrational energies and learning how to come back to your own center as part of your spiritual process this year. The Oracle of White Mantra Mother Protects comes to you to confirm that you are a helper on this earth. You are a part of the team of souls, and you have taken on a body to bring light and love into the world. This is to help stabilize an alternative energy which is strong, grounded, and available to those who don't want to live in fear and with ego, and who want to live in peace, harmony, and alignment with the greater plan that will benefit and serve all beings. As you learn to hold an energy, you will go through a testing and strengthening process of being pushed a little or a lot as you learn to balance yourself. Sometimes you will lose your balance and feel compromised or consumed by that negative energy, which is your own mind. Typically, it's your own mind. Are there other negative entities that have energetic properties? Yes, but your belief in them having more power than you is what gives them power. Once you understand that you are as powerful as any other energy, then your mind makes a decision, you create the boundary, it's done. As you learn to hold an energy, you will go through a testing and strengthening process of being pushed a little or a lot. As you learn to balance yourself, sometimes you will lose your balance and feel compromised or consumed by that negative energy. That will pass and you will come back to yourself. At other times, you'll feel able to let any negative thought, energy, or projection from another or even within yourself happen and pass without you reacting or resisting it. So your experience will be more like sliding off rather than getting into your energy field and affecting you. And of course, that's the case because you realize that you're the one owning the narrative, creating the scenario. Your mind is creating your reality, your inner narrative, your soul structure, your astrological encoding, your story is creating your filter of experience. In order to up-level that filter of experience, you are to understand your story and meet the evolutionary process that's inherent to you, each one of you as individuals. Sometimes you feel you'll do that quite naturally, more so as you grow. At other times, the forces you are learning to interact with will be stronger and more powerful and will be able to overcome your faith, and you'll learn how to come back to center once again. There's an expression that says success is not about never falling down, but about getting back up when you do fall. This applies here. You are doing well, though it may feel as though sometimes you get lost in the darkness or forget about the light. White Mantra Mother is always within you, and you shall always return to the light within yourself eventually. The Oracle of White Mantra Mother Protects comes to you with the message that your center can never be compromised. Part of you is absolutely pure and will always be thus. What is happening through the initiation process this year is an expansion of that empowered pure center. That is all. The Divine Mother's guidance is that you are learning how to come back to your center after being dislodged by darkness in yourself, another, or in the world, more gracefully, more swiftly, and with increasingly less judgment for yourself and others. You are learning to embrace the process with more equanimity, humor, and compassion, and this is very good. You are learning her ultimate teaching. That is, protection happens through your own inner attitude of empowerment, and it is not about resistance or control of external or internal forces. It is about an honoring of your unchangeable, pure, and love-filled, serene center. That being said, I'm going to add some addition here to what Alana says. It's not just understanding your pure source field, which is your foundation. It is about honoring the shadow attributes of your story that you are embodied with in this incarnation on Earth. If you have been feeling held back by another, by a habit of your own, or a set of external circumstances you cannot seem to bring into effect, no matter how much love you attempt to generate within yourself and the world, take heart. The Oracle of White Mantra Mother Protects assures that negativity will not triumph in you or the world. Well, that's going to depend on your free will choice this year, right? So it's not that it's divinely ordained that you come out of it with triumph, right? That's your free will choice. This is the process of your growth this year. So it is your free will choice. Are you going to actually understand that the outer world is a reflection of your internal world? And are you going to address the internal soul structure narratives that are needing to be reassembled, reconfigured, understood, rehold, not separated, not shamed? If so, this is going to be a triumphant year for you. I'm going to complete the reading there. I think this is going to be a very powerful year for you. What I will say is this: it is important. Now is the time. It's amazing in 2019 how still there are so many people that are not understanding their soul story. And trauma and woundings and patterns of the mind, patterned emotional responses. Most people don't understand why. They don't understand why they think a certain way, or they don't care to know why they think a certain way, feel a certain way, have certain responses that are set up in the patterns. People don't understand, a lot of people still don't seem to understand why there were certain childhood traumas that were kind of set in place. This is the year, because we are in the process now, everybody. A lot of you listening to this already know it. I'm preaching to the choir. You know that we're already in it now. We're riding the wave of great change, immense change, earth change, certainly human psyche change. The collective human psyche is changing. And it all has to do with frequency up-leveling through the solar system, through earth, through the consciousness field. But material reality, especially upcoming in a couple months, with Uranus moving into Taurus, you know, there's going to be great change. So for those of you ready to get clear on your soul story, your wound story, your skill set, your aligned career expression, and your mastery trajectories, you can be in touch. The link is below the video. It's thealchemyofholism.com. And until the next video, I do send you so much love for this very expedited, powerful, dynamic year of 2019. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.